Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. So, after the Jalen Hurd injury today, something really came into my mind that I just can't shake. I've actually gotten into a couple of Twitter conversations slash arguments about the topic. And the topic is the 49ers obsession slash philosophical reasons for drafting players that have injury prone histories or significant injury histories. We thought, for all the good that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan do, and they do really good, but they do somewhat kind of share in the philosophy of prior regimes of drafting guys with questionable injury history, thinking that they can figure something out with their training staff and their strength and conditioning and, find a diamond in the rough, so to speak, and have a star that, fell in the draft because of those injury issues. And quite frankly, that philosophy has not worked for the most part. And Jalen Hurd is I wouldn't say a direct, like a direct correlation or he's not the example that I would use because he didn't have anything that took him out of like playing, season ending in college, but he was nicked up. He had two shoulder surgeries while he was in college. He had a cleanup done on his knee and a concussion. I don't know how many concussions he had that switched him from playing running back to wide receiver, but his bill of health wasn't clean. You even look at Nick Bosa, as good as he is, the core injury. I think he had a knee injury in high school. So, I know with certain guys you got to take a risk, and with a guy like Bosa, you take that risk, but there's so much history with this franchise of going after reclamation projects that never really end up becoming anything, like Contavious Street, for example. Those kind of players, the chances of you getting them to where they never get hurt again are pretty rare. I don't know if you guys, who you follow on Twitter, but I follow Larry Krueger from KNBR, which is the Niners flagship. And he tweeted something, and I responded to it. And it's injury-prone college players become injury-prone pro players. And I completely agree. There isn't some magic elixir that you're going to get where all of a sudden when they're in the pros, they're going to become not injury-prone. Nothing's going to change. If anything, the game's more physical, more demanding, the season's longer, and guys are expected in college or in the pros, are expected to take care of their bodies, and they don't have, it's on them to take care of their bodies. And if a guy can get hurt, literally working by himself with no one around him, running routes on the sideline, what's to say that couldn't have happened during the season? It's got to be something structural with his knee if he can make cuts on air with nobody around and still blow his knee out. So, I don't know, it's frustrating because John Lynch and Kyle do so much good stuff. But this situation, it angers me a little bit because I don't know if they've seen it coming. The drafting of Jawan Jennings late in the draft, a lot of people were saying it was a security blanket or insurance, and sure enough, it's come to pass. 2 years, 2 huge injuries. A back injury alone could take you out for your career, and now a blown out knee. Who's to say this guy ever gets on the field? I know a lot of people attacked the guy on social media and drove him off social media. I did not do that. All I'm saying is the Niners have a history of drafting these type of players with these type of problems. It's not just Jalen. It's nothing against Jalen. And as far as I'm concerned, until that philosophy changes, you're going to have to expect the 49ers to keep dealing with this kind of stuff. Hell, they traded for Dee Ford, and Dee Ford had all sorts of issues before coming to the Niners. So you get what you pay for. Guys like Dee Ford don't get traded away every day. And it goes to show you if a team's willing to part with a certain player who's is that effective and that game changing, sometimes there's reasons for it, and it could be their health. And they find a team gullible enough to take the shot, and that team pays the price for it. So I'm not saying that the Niners are, bad or anything, and that their regime is flawed in any sense. It's just, it is what it is. If you make a deal with the devil, so to speak, you're going to pay the price eventually, and that's, robbing Peter to pay Paul, type of thing. Eventually, it's going to come back, and you're going to have to pay for it. And if you keep going after these type of guys, these type of players, these type of issues, your roster is going to pay the price for it. So it's not really anything of great importance that I'm talking about. This is just my opinion. Some people share it. Some people disagree with me wholeheartedly and insult me, but that's okay. But I just wanted to pass this along. I want to see what you guys think. Hit me up in the comments if you agree or disagree. Drop a like or a subscribe if you like what you hear, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.